Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're gonna take a look at the map, which is called Light Shades. First of all, you can put in the name entirely, but I think also when you just try light, it shows up. Let's try shades. Yes, and also with light shades, right? This also pops up, so you can put in the full name or only part of the name and you will find the map. The map is based off a StarCraft 2 map, and Hefe and myself worked out this beauty of a map. I think a lot of people already have it played, and also I think a lot of people kind of like a map, which is the reason they play it a lot. So yeah, the map is called Light Shades. Heavy is the creator, and yeah, we covered pretty much all the points. So let's talk about the layout then. So here we can see that the spawn positions are kind of tucked away in the corners. The space is okay, it's not ravaged size, but it's enough, I think, especially considering that you have a lot of space down here at the natural as well. It's a bit scarce with props. The map really didn't get that much love from me. It was more about the layout and the playability, but that also makes for the uniqueness of the map, I think. So that's the reason we kept it that way. Yeah, I personally like it a lot as well. So yeah, you have like a choice, not for the natural, although you could theoretically take this as a natural, but it's very hard to defend. So I think this is the default natural here. But you can actually choose if you want to take this as a third or this. Moving up here is not too bad. You have pretty much this big entryway, and a further path of expanding to the fourth, which is yeah, nice to do. Down here, it's easier to take the fourth then, but the third is a bit more exposed because there's like this whole area which the enemy can approach from. But in general, you either take those two as third and fourth, or you try going the route up on the right side or the left side down. And yeah, take those two bases then as fourth and fifth, because when you expand with those two positions, taking a fifth usually means you have to take this one, and your opponent obviously knows that, so they will make sure that you will have a hard time taking this one as a fifth. And also like the sixth and the seventh, then taking is very, very, very hard late in the game. So yeah, taking those as a sixth and fifth and seventh is like very easier because you already have all the space, and covering this area is a bit easier, I would say. So taking those later might be easier if you are going for a longer game. I think SimCity wise, we can pretty much put our castle at the very spot here, and then you have like one building to block off here, this area, and then another building here, because otherwise the units from your opponents will run around and get in, right? So you don't want that. I would not put the house here because that's more exposed to beast or soldier or whatever. So this is better, like the better positioning. And yeah, this is like my setup usually. But I play a lot of beast on this map. Although you can play Rex just fine, but with Rex I usually put my stuff down here, and you see this little notch here, right? So you can get a little bit more space, right? So you put the house here, and it's still blocked. It just doesn't look like. And if your opponent thinks he can run in, he will send a unit there, and then you will see that it's stuck. And then I put the Rex here, and then the castle can fit very nicely in this spot. And you could potentially put a second house here or a second Rex here. But in general, like you have an easier time defending this one. Also, putting a tower here is very nice, or even here, that it's blocked, and then your workers have a are more forced to to walk into each other. Tower here is fine, but then like this area is a bit exposed, right? So the units from here can shoot and hit your units. Yeah, in general, this map is very balanced. You can play Beast or Rex very well here. Also Mech is apparently pretty strong because of this area where you kind of fly in and out with your airships and your gyros, and your opponent has a kind of hard time defending this because, like with static defenses like towers, that's no good because the catapults will shoot from down here and kill the towers here on a high ground. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're solid and prepared for all air and yeah, everything air related. But the rest of the map is not so easy to fly around with air. There's a lot of not a lot of dead space. You have this one, which is like just a countermeasure to not have fucked up airspace on the top of the map. So don't worry about that. And yeah, I think it's a very balanced map. There are no really, how to say, exploitable positions or things about the map. What to keep in mind is that you can put down a tower here, and your opponent doesn't really like scout this early on when they are not actively scouting around with a worker. So there is a possibility for a nice tower rush here. But tower rush in general is nothing to worry about, right? So usually the defense of tower rushes is not that hard to pull off. However, this entryway to your main is very small, right? So that's the same story as on Ravaged. You want to make sure that it's not blocked by something, right? So sometimes it makes sense to put a house here instead of here or here, right? So to prevent that, but also like have the worker here on this side. That's why this position is nice, because it's easier for me personally to just prevent any blocking attempts. But yeah, towers have nice positions here. Like this tower is awesome. A tower here is awesome in general. When you have versus beast or so, and then you just build a second one here, and they can't really deal with those two towers, right? Especially if you take a base here. Other than that, I think this spot is of note because you want to put the tower here, and you can put something like this, and then all the units running in, considering you put a house here as well and have vision, all units coming in are scouted and attacked immediately. So yeah, this position is very nice, and only one unit can attack the tower. So make that a priority to fortify the fourth base like this. It's very helpful. And you can always like put one worker there to repair it, right? So if there's a range unit, you can just repair that. Versus beast, that's very good. Down here, yeah, again, like make sure that you block this one off, right? So if the castle is here, you block that spot so nothing runs in and out. And proxy locations, like pretty much here, even down here proxy is nice. This spot is a nasty proxy spot. You have to go up there, and yeah, you will have a hard time scouting for proxies in general. So on this map you can, yeah, as I said, it's very, very balanced. You pretty much can play all the fancy stuff. There's no way to block in except this one. I can just show that. So this is the setup you were going for. So you build 3 houses here, and then put the worker here, and put the 4th house here. But that's 400 gold you need to mine first, and then pop in, cancel the houses again, right? You don't finish them, and then your worker stays here, and then you can do something. But most of the time that's not gonna work because they have built something here and they see you and they spot you. But yeah, be aware of that. Blocking in on this side doesn't work. It's too expensive. You have to spend like 800 gold or something, and then cancel, and then suddenly you have 800 gold. Like it's hard to pull off. But yeah, you can try to run in if you are certain your opponent places all the buildings in their main. You can go in here and you can actually have a nice position, right? So the castle will be here, right? So the tower needs to be here. And if you're like sending out a worker very, very, very early, you can put like a tower here and just with 2 workers, right? And then you can just build your way in. And the more towers you get up, the better. So there is a possibility of tower rush, but it's not too good. And yeah, if you expand down here, sometimes people like to block the spot off with 2 buildings, 2 houses or something. But yeah, in general, like a very balanced map. And yeah, just make sure to practice that, because I'm sure this is gonna be a very this is gonna be the map which is mostly played this Pro League season. But yeah, that's it for my side. Have a good one, and let us know in the comment if you found anything exploitable on the map. Unless you play in Pro League, then only let your team know. Bye bye.